Try to live a little wrong. It was working for a while until I thought about your smile. Hey guys, welcome back to the Can I Trust You podcast. I'm your host Roman, and with me,
your boy Eric.
Hate that boy. All right, so I guess we gotta address one big thing. If you haven't noticed already, I'm introducing the podcast.
We sound a lot happier.
Yeah. To be honest with you, we got rid of a bum that was just bumming it up. And
got rid of a real cryberry.
After the rant, we actually got a lot of negative feedback. Like, so much so that even YouTube was coming at us and they were like, bro, we've never had this many, like, dislikes on a video. What's going on? And I told him, hey, I'm sorry. Our once tech guy, now orphan, now Rosita, he won a little woman hating rant. You know, he was like a little rascal. And the thing is, we're sorry about that, YouTube. We got him off the episode. It doesn't even matter. Like, he's out, even though we have to record it in his house, and his brother said to kick him out first. We still got it down. And YouTube was like, as long as you kick him out, then we're good. And then they asked, but why do you call him Rosita? And I was like, it's too much of a story. But guess what? Check out the back issues. You're going to get a lot of information there, though. You know what I mean?
Back issues.
Yeah, and so Eric, you know, what was your least favorite moment with Tony?
Every time he fucking cried, it was like, I make money, but I
can't. He did cry a lot. Yeah, and he did do that thing you were just doing, the high pitch into nothing scream. Yeah, he did that a lot. But yeah, I mean, the least thing I liked about Tony was, you know, he's not motivated.
His fucking face.
He was, his face. Ooh, let's talk about the face for a little bit.
Goddamn voice, he mumbles everything. He's like a dirty fucking mumbler. He's all like,
he's mush.
Fucking mush mouth made want to mush his face with the fat bitch and shit.
I don't know what to say about mush mouth. I mean,
everything gonna be okay, obey.
Fucking Casbeth. Oh, that's the one thing I'm gonna miss about Tony. I'm not gonna be able to call him Casbeth. I mean, we're still friends. I mean, I'm not disowning him. What we had to do at the City Podcast was we had to make an executive decision, and we're on the roll, baby. We're like right on here. We're on the cusp of really getting somewhere and getting some actual sponsors, like Audible. I've been talking to Audible a lot because, you know, I fucking spend so much money there like an asshole. But, you know, we're starting to get some traction, and, you know, we had to trim that fat off of the bus. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of fat.
Fuck that.
Tony, when did you get here?
Now, the people know you're lying. It's like, hey, traction. Hey, fucking sponsorship.
Yeah, as soon as I started talking real good about the podcast.
There's no way. They're like, oh, this motherfucker's lying.
They're like, nigga, y'all trash.
Like, you understand the fucking hate for the person? But once you said, it's like, oh man, they're doing better with podcasts. You know, it's not.
I mean, YouTube was like telling us, bro, we'll fucking hook it up with the fucking.
YouTube's a bitch. But, you know.
Hey, you can't talk bad about YouTube like that.
Yeah, bro.
Listen to us, bro.
Yeah, they do. Actually, they actually do listen because they have to.
Mm-hmm.
Now that everybody's fucking crybaby about the shit.
Well, it's not crybaby. Like the thing is, like, they still have to take care of that pedo ring that's going on.
Oh no, the new shit. You know what it is? Oh yeah, there is a pedo thing where a lot of people are watching little kids do ballet, and little girls doing splits and shit.
That's pretty gay.
And there was like weird comments like
all the Johns in the world started going like.
Yeah, they were in the comments going.
Hey, girl, when do you get out of cracking?
There are comments going, oh, this is where you start the video and shit.
Yeah.
Real fucking creepy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what's that other crap that just came out?
The Momokun?
The Momokun, the one that's weird. Reminds me of the face from Beetlejuice.
It looks like Janice from the fucking Muppets, the bass player from the Muppets.
Fuck you,
Fuck you,
Howard.
Howard, I'm dying.
And then they were saying little kids to kill themselves and shit. I
Yeah.
was like, fuck.
That was pretty
It
fucked
gets
up.
out there.
You know what's funny? I have a homegirl who's a teacher in a kindergarten, and she was telling me that if she saw a couple of those videos on like the kids that had like their little tablets or whatever they have in the class, they were watching that shit too, and I was like, what the fuck?
But that's, we have always said that kids stuff they like when my nieces watch, you had to fucking actually watch it with them because they're getting across a lot of bullshit. Like pretending shit to be shit for kids. I was like, fuck.
I mean, that's how like a lot of people like make money.
Yeah, they get the views out there.
They get the views out there because they can make weird stuff for kids that is just wacky, and they can also put in like adult themes.
Yeah, like
and
I
shit
had to
like
get
that.
my niece to stop watching some dudes play with Barbies. They're trying to be in a relationship, and they're doing some adult shit. I was like, come on. And then there was the angry puppet dudes, where they were just like sock puppets, and all they did was curse at each other. I was like, fuck.
They cursed their existence.
And then there was a family that dressed like the Mario Brothers and shit, but that was just dumb crap like pranks and crap like that.
What I see your niece, who is it? Yeah, the youngest one. That she watches, like, there's like all she watches on YouTube is like Christmas videos, like Christmas present openings and stuff like that. And I was like, I love Christmas, but I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch people open presents.
Dude, they do a lot of unboxing videos.
Unboxings have never been a thing for me. I've never like found the interest in that.
But it's like such a big thing on the internet now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, watch me open this box that I got. And I was like, okay. Or watch me open this mystery toy. It's like, alright. They watch hours of it. I don't fucking get it. Like I don't get how they could watch other kids play with toys and be like, that looks like fun. And meanwhile, you know, if you look in my office, there's fucking toys everywhere, and they're like, that's not fun.
Yeah, it's not those toys.
I want to watch them fucking play with. I was like, what the fuck?
I want to see their excitement.
Fucking heavy breathing with all this shit.
There is this girl that made it into Netflix that has a weird fucking voice in my.
Oh yeah.
My niece watches do the makeup, and she did like fucked up makeup, and he's like, I'm pretty. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I forgot her name. It was like almost super something. She came out in an episode of riding in cars with comedians or comedians getting coffees. That's Jerry Seinfeld show.
You butchered that.
I did.
Comedians, cars. It's like you're having a stroke.
Coffee and cars with comedians.
And you guys want me out of the podcast.
Comedians driving coffees to get cars.
Yes. Yeah, but she has kind of like a Tony voice. She's like,
oh yeah.
I think I'm so awesome.
There's
And
a
you know what the fucked up thing is? They watched her too much that they started talking like her. They're like, what? Fuck, I forgot. I don't know. It's too annoying to think about.
Yeah.
But she has like a stupid saying like, what's this? Or wah, or something like that.
Yeah. It's weird because like
She's like the Cardi B before Cardi B. With the...
the thing with YouTube is like there is a world of YouTube that I have never been into and I don't even care about. Like the unboxing was one of them. I never understood like, oh, I'm gonna unbox this week's loot crate or whatever, you know, just things like that. It never really interested me enough to where I never got the point of it. And then the vlogs for people, like I understand like some people find them funny, but most of the time I was just looking at these videos and really not getting anything out of them.
The vlogs I like, because some of them are inspirational. They're like, oh, look, this is where I was, and because of social media, like Vine and YouTube and Twitter, is like, this is where I get now. This is where I am.
Yeah.
And it's the whole fucking don't give up on dreams, even if you think your shit's not funny.
Anything is possible!
Yeah, all that inspirational crap is like, oh, you could get this. But then you could tell when they start forcing it because they reach its peak of everything they do.
Yeah.
Same thing with the pranks. Some of the pranks were funny, and then you could tell that they were forcing each other to fucking do some crazy bullshit and stop being funny, just start being sad.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, like the pranks. There was the one of the more famous ones, the famous couple that would do that. I remember the first person that showed me that was Clarissa, and when she showed me it, I was like, "Oh, this is funny. Like, it's cool." But eventually, I just kind of weaned off of it, and then I heard they broke up, and I laughed.
how was that not the ending?
Huh?
How was that not the ending of that fucking relationship? It's like the shit you fucking
Like they
have to
put
do
some
to each
dumb
other.
shit
Yeah.
on each other, and I was like,
I don't
get it.
like-
At first it was just like playful shit, like my fucking boyfriend is bored or something, or she was fucking.
Yeah, but that's like super gluing seats to asses.
And then it became where fucking like.
Was that the same couple that did that saran wrap, that clear saran wrap on the toilet? So like the girl had to go and she like peed on
Possibly.
herself.
Possibly.
I think they end up fucking tasering each other. I was like, oh, that's getting to dangerous grounds right there.
Yeah.
And paper spraying each other. I was like, ooh. And of course, you get used to that lifestyle and the money that YouTube creates, so you're like fucking eating for money. But that was gonna end that way. There's no fucking happy ending for that relationship.
Yeah, there
were
were
like, you did all this shit, and it's like, now just give me my half and I'll go my way.
Yeah, there was no way that was gonna end pretty.
Yeah.
And then they had that announced video, and I was just like,
We're totally breaking up because we got creative differences and shit.
No, they were just like
they
were just like, oh, we
explain
grew
their
apart, and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I get it, but I mean, who gives a shit?
I hate those videos too. Like, oh, we're breaking up, but we're still friends.
Yeah,
we're still gonna make videos. But it's not gonna be the same. It's like, nah, bitch.
What's the use if it's not the same?
But yeah, like, have all these fucking. If they don't start cloning each other, be like, oh, this is what's hot. Or you could you could watch when they're like just trying to grasp their like 15 minutes of fame. And they're like, oh, that just becomes like gut wrenching. You're like, all right, and you stop watching and they just die off. But some people do make it.
Yeah.
Some people get to like their TV and specials, and like that dude who did the whole Japanese disrespect of the suicide tree.
Oh, you're talking about
I forgot their name.
Paul Logan.
Yeah, douchebag.
His brother was on Nickelodeon for a while, doing a couple shows, and people will say that Logan Paul was like the dude for YouTube. He was Mr. YouTube. And I was like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I never watched any of those videos.
The only one I stuck around for a long time was the Philip DeFranco. I like the way he kind of shows out the news.
I jumped off of him really early on.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I remember seeing him like the Attack of the Show era. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oof, that had to be, 10 years ago at least? So, like, 10 years ago, when he first started, I was watching it. But even then, I jumped off fairly early. Maybe like a year in, I kind of just like, I'm out.
The more professional it became, it was like, okay, I'm gonna. I don't know. It was different. It was like, okay, I'm gotta get those stories that people like don't want to talk about. But I'm gonna give it that slight attitude. He had a different channel where he did a whole bunch of like nerd shit. Oh, I love that. Introduced me to so many people in Austin for the Rooster Teeth and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. That one died out too. And just
that is another one. Like Rooster Teeth as a company, like
they have 100. Like I know how much content they had.
Oh yeah.
I knew them for what was that? Halo show?
Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
I knew them for that in Ruby.
I knew them from Red versus Blue, like way back when. But then I saw like how much they actually grew and all the different shows they have and everything that they do. And I respect it. I'm like, all right, cool. They were able to make something out of just like these random like Machinima videos. You know what I mean? But
another company that died down. I didn't think it was gonna die down.
Oh, Machinima. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like IGN. I'm surprised IGN has stayed around as long as it has, but they've spread out now. Like they're not just video games. They're all media. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the way that they've been able to survive. I think that's the way that Rooster Teeth was able to survive. Because Machinima, like, sort of did that, but I think they just didn't embrace it enough. and that's what probably happened with them.
Another company that I didn't know how big it was until it closed down was Screw Attack.
Mm-hmm.
Because Screw Attack, I know it was like this big old company that covered a lot of game news
Screw
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I knew him from Death Battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I knew him for. And then like about I think 2 months ago, they're like, oh, Screw Attack went under, the company's gone.
Mhm.
Now it's just like Death Battle.
Actually, no.
Now it's just
they
now
didn't-
it's just
they didn't-
the name of
Screw.
the channel is
Screw
Death
Screw
Battle.
Attack. Screw Attack. It's still Death Battle, but it's no longer Screw Attack. It got bought out by Rooster Teeth. It's produced by Rooster Teeth now.
Yeah, because Screw Attack went under. It
Yeah.
used to be its own thing.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth kind of thing.
Rooster Attack.
And they're like, well, what's gonna happen to their channel and their stuff? They're like, oh, it's Death Battle now.
Mhm.
That's what people want.
For
So
sure.
they're
Pretty
gonna
much.
give it to 'em.
Yeah.
And that's the way the internet is. And I watch my nieces do the TikTok videos.
Yeah.
I was like, and they're like, it's you, Vine. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Give it a while before it dies out.
I mean, I'm glad that one of my nieces, the older one, she was listening to the Sound of Planets, and I was like, keep doing that, please.
Sound of Planets?
Yeah, she was listening
What's
to
that?
the sound of like Saturn and the sound of Jupiter and shit. Like they have sounds that you can look up.
Really?
Yeah. And kind
Sounds pretty cool.
yeah. What was it? I think it's Saturn. Sounds like
Oh well.
it sounds like a bell, like like the dong, but
Mhm.
it's like distorted, and there's like a little bit of like almost like a whooshing like to it,
Mhm.
and it sounds really really cool. So much so that I was like, I think I'm gonna check this out.
How does she come across all that?
I don't know. She's
Like,
I'm
like,
gonna say it's your sister-in-law.
no. She's just a big science kid. Like she loves science.
Oh, dude.
Like she has like they for Christmas they bought her a
Science.
gigantic poster. Like I would say somewhere like 7 feet.
Oh, like one that's supposed to cover the whole wall?
Yeah, it almost looks like a fucking like a subway poster.
Yeah.
It's that big, and it's the periodic table.
Wow,
Nice.
that is nerdy as you-
Yeah, she's super nerd, dude.
I
And
never was the one for space.
really,
Yeah.
I was a total fucking like new like retard for that kind of shit.
Between the fantasy,
I was trying to be like nice to myself, and I was like, "That's not you."
like between fantasy and religion, like I don't care about space.
Oh, I was totally into fantasy too, but like I did fall in love with sci-fi very early on. I think it was because when I was like 6 and my dad would get drunk, he would turn on
Good
turn on
times.
exactly he would turn on Star Trek, like OG Star Trek, and I would just sit down and watch it with him.
I remember
Picard.
those nights. There's nothing on.
Yeah, there's nothing on but like old shitty Star Trek. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm into it.
That's all you would watch because it'd be the news at 9, The Simpsons at 10, then Seinfeld,
Seinfeld.
and then Star Trek. Like
Next Generation
yeah,
usually.
it's
yeah.
like Deep Space Nine, Captain's Log, something.
That's the shit we used to fall asleep to.
Yeah, exactly. So like
I never liked it though. Like I couldn't wait for the weekends to watch Hercules and Xena.
I never got into those
And,
fucking trash
like, the
shows.
closest I got to watching sci-fi was Andromeda, like 20,000 or some shit like
In
that.
the year 2525,
Some shit like
the
that.
women had the power to survive.
But yeah, I was I like Star Trek.
25, make me to tell the truth, tell a lie.
I was never like into the
It
planet
was,
stuff.
it was
or
real heavy on the
space movies.
lesbian side.
yeah,
That's how I became a feminist.
but
The
you,
closest I got to space is when the rover died, and he said,
oh, that was fucking
The
sad.
sad.
That made me so sad.
Oh, I was like-
I know it's a robot, it doesn't feel, but I was just like,
it's getting dark.
exactly. I was like, fuck, that's gonna be me. Like I'm gonna fucking die alone.
In a stranded planet.
Yeah, I'm not-
my restroom.
Exactly. I'm gonna be fucking like dying. Like I'm gonna be screaming like no. Nobody's gonna hear me. Oh, but like speaking of space, like I like space so much that I still think about it. Like even today, I was
Space out.
"Oh,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
telling me his fucking alien."
yeah, like
Pigeons.
earlier today I was thinking about aliens, and I was thinking like the one whenever you see like weird whenever you see reports like local reports, right? For
Oh, the gossip gads.
not even that, like you're thinking about like local news, right? And then like
Uh-huh.
the local news is the first 10 minutes is purely local stories, and then they move on to national stories unless it's something super huge and they cover that first. But a majority, like the first 10 minutes, is local news. And local news is the dregs of society fucking come up from the fucking underbelly of the city. And
so you hear about all the deaths and wrongs.
exactly, but you hear the people that interview
like
and
fire today on the corner of Commerce and Buena Vista.
yeah, and they're like, "Hey man, I fucking saw it." Like you know the person when like when you hear them, right? They're the fucking the.
It just reminds me of hide your kids, hide your.
They're
wife.
the,
exactly.
They're the
But-
I seen it guys.
Exactly, but that's what I'm getting at. It's those people, and when I think about aliens that visit our planet, I don't think about the smartest and most intelligent beings. I think about the fucking hillbillies like, woo, let's go probe what's fucking human. And I started thinking like, why don't we ever see them? Or like you only hear like little bits and pieces, and it's usually fucking people are like unstable that you hear this from.
You
like,
always see them in the sky, but you never see them land.
Exactly. And then I started thinking like, well, what if they do land like after we see them, but they land in really shitty spots? Like they'll land. My first thought was like they land in a volcano because they're just like, bro, let's just fucking hit this fucking place. Yeah, it's hot, but our spaceship it withstands the vacuum of space. It doesn't even crumple under all that pressure. And then I just
this here spaceship, it got a hammy.
exactly, and then I think about it, and I think about it like lopsidedly falling into lava, and then like them just like screaming like all the boards have been fried, and they're just like banging on this.
No one can hear them because they're in their shield.
Exactly, they're in their
I don't
fucking.
know what to tell you, Glip Glop. We gon' die in here.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of the fucking the squid.
Exactly, and if you were to go inside the spaceship, you hear like and like banging on the thing, but because like we're outside, you don't hear anything. You just see them like banging on the glass, and then I thought about like, well, like if this is the only time that they would come, like what if they came like in the 50s and shit, and in the 50s everybody was worried about quicksand, so what if they fell into quicksand? But they were like the slow dumb ones, so like they didn't know that they were sinking until it was too late.
They start panicking and they go in
exactly.
deeper.
They're like, Jeb, yeah, look like we gonna land deeper into this earth.
Exactly. Let's go find out what's at the bottom, and then
let's penetrate this soil.
and
Feel
then
like water, whatever that is.
They land there with that one weird fucking sinkhole in the city. It's like, oh shit.
Or maybe they actually do make contact with people, but they get them fucked up. Or like alien beer. So the people end up looking like crazy people instead of like, it's just like a rational thing.
They give them like extra. They give them alien drugs and just fucks them up forever.
what if
It's a classic Homer Simpson. It's like, no one's gonna believe you. You smell like rum. Easy there, boozy.
But honestly, when I think of aliens, I think of aliens from fucking The Simpsons.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
the
the
Kang
fucking
Kronos. Then I started thinking like, oh, what if they don't know, like, because with people we don't contact the uncontacted tribes. Like, we just look at the uncontacted tribes from afar, but we do not like intervene in their life.
You mean like pygmy people?
Exactly. Like we know of them, we've seen them, but we do not interfere with their day-to-day life. So I was thinking, like, what if like aliens don't know that rule and they just like fucking crash in the jungle and they find these fucking Pikmin, these
They're Pikmin now?
Yeah, exactly.
The pygmy.
The Pikmin. You find all of them are fucking just fucking throwing the fucking.
It's so weird. Look at this one pulling out them shrubs.
Exactly. But I started thinking like, okay, what if? Then I started thinking like, well, they would have blast rays and shit, but what if like one of the Pikmis fucking like just chucked the spear and he's like, oh! The other one got scared and forgot about the spaceship and started running. Exactly.
Our blasters, they do nothing.
And then like the
Cletus, you got hit. I know, but it didn't hit nothing.
and you just see
Where's my
like
beer?
you see another one just fucking go through his brain. Ah!
I can't see nothing.
Or
Jeff,
maybe
please.
or maybe they help build Wakanda. Who knows?
And that's possible too.
But dude, that'd be fucked up if we had it wrong all this time.
They're like this.
Yeah.
They're like, look here, y'all pygmy Earth people. As they're rubbing their stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how to build a Hemi.
You know, dude, that'd be so fucked up if, you know, aliens finally land and turns out they're dumb as fuck. We had it wrong all this time.
Like, we're smarter than them, so we just, like, fucking kill them. It's like their technology.
Their technology is like,
That's
no,
why-
dude, that's not even it. Their fucking technology is all MacGyvered. It's a microwave.
Oh, it's like the fucking orcs in 40K, where they just think it works, so it works, and we have no idea what the fuck's
And then
going
that
on.
here, and it's like fucking a 1940s TV and a fucking 1970s microwave.
It's oven with fucking a TV knob.
And then it's like, let me show you what we can do. It's a remote control. It's like, dude, we got that.
It's like an old school microwave where you had to like turn that dial,
Great.
like set the
It emits
the
like
temperature.
It emits like 3 forms of radiation.
Exactly.
That's why I got so
Oh,
goddamn
man.
dumb. It's all the radiation. They got space cancer.
But we had to eat something. Hot Pockets are delicious. Wait, how the fuck did you get Hot Pockets?
Look here. Look here, Tarnation, goddammit.
Oh, man, I can see it now. Headline
We come
news.
from Romulan 6-2B.
The birthplace of the Hot Pocket. What?
What? 2B's the place to be, you know what I'm saying? We got Walmarts, Targets, 7-Eleven.
They got Walmart's, Targets.
That's the fancy one.
We
So,
got
yeah.
all the duct tape in the world.
That's what my thing with aliens was.
What if that was the thing? Aliens invaded us just because they ran out of duct tape in their planet.
And be like, dude, we could show you how to make it. It's not even a big
Well,
deal.
y'all make it. We had to strip it from a plant.
He's like, I kind of feel bad destroying the other two worlds before.
You use is truly a planet full of wonders.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna tell my uncle.
Yeah, we had to make duct tape. Wait, duct tape? We used duck tape. We killed all the natural resources of our planet, ducks, for tape. You fucking dumb aliens.
You dumb son of a bitch. They fucking alien just takes out his hat and throws it on the floor.
Starts
As a
stomping
trucker
it.
hat. God damn it!
I can fucking see
Be like,
it.
dude, just take a swig of this moonshine.
Ooh, we call this water over there where we come from.
We call them whipply wops. What? You gotta stop that shit.
Pretty much like Rick and Morty.
Dude, Earth gets the fucking short bus of the aliens.
I'm down. But you know what? Now that I've said all this
Are
shit,
they DTF?
I'm probably gonna get fucking hijacked by an alien on my way out of here.
You're getting anal pro.
Yeah, fuck it. They don't know I like it.
That's weird. This thing goes in there and something in there kind of shrubs from the front.
But yeah, dude, I've never been one for space. I never fucking been like, oh man, I want to be an astronaut or go to different planets or none of that shit. Ever.
like it.
Even fucking during school, like when you had to do that planetary whatever, and you fucking hear it's like, I want to grow up to be an astronaut. I was like, you stupid.
I mean, I remember when I was
The
like,
moon landing was fake.
like when I was like in 3rd grade, I remember making the planet and all the layers, like the crust and all that kind of stuff, and I did it out of Play-Doh. So like I had to get like a CD, and I was like, all right, that's about the same size that I want to
Oh,
do it.
dude, my niece
And I
had
had
that
to-
project.
Yeah, and it just had to do that, and I fucking loved all that shit.
You had to make each world's a different material according to like the book's mass, whatever they say it is. Like, if it's a fucking planet of gas, you have to get like a balloon.
You're a planet of gas.
Like that. I remember that. I was like, oh yeah. Well, my nephew got a
Good
little.
science show.
My nephew got like a little fucking glow in the dark planetarium shit. It was in my room for the longest time. I was like, that does not at all interest me.
Yeah,
Well, it's super
yeah.
interesting. If anything, you can think of space as, you know,
Endless
fucking-
possibilities.
Space.
Well, more like it's the ocean of the air.
All right,
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're trying
You
to
know
say.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like you go out to the ocean, you feel so so small and insignificant, and while you're floating in the ocean, but you float up into space.
But
just as bad.
here's the thing.
I wonder if space is hot.
But here is the thing
Cold.
when
It's cold.
But how do we know for sure? I want to see a thermometer. They haven't really showed a thermometer.
I mean,
Because think of it this way. Think of it this way. Space is out there, and you know all those stars.
oh my God! Please don't tell me you're one of these fucking space is fake people.
No. It's they're out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all those stars are billion fucking planets or stars, or they're planets.
They're
fucking
burning
burning gases. Have you ever burnt the gas? That shit hot. And it's everywhere. How's it not hot?
I think he's serious, Roman.
Huh? You leave the lights on too long, it gonna get hot.
I hate you. Do some more research, please. Don't be a moron.
It's just warm water up there. We down here with our little ozone.
But here's the thing.
We got air.
I couldn't imagine the fucking astronaut
Yeah,
gets to the moon.
He's the fucking swamp Billy for fucking. It's gonna be into space.
The fucking he gets there's an astronaut on the moon. He goes, "Hey, dude, it's cold up here." It's like, "Oh no, check a thermometer."
Take a thermometer, throw it out there.
If it says it's not cold, then
you know what would be a really funny conversation is when those aliens like fall into the lava, but they came from Venus. So they're closer to the sun. They're like, you don't know fucking hot. We were on Venus, bitch. And they
pull out a fucking cigarette.
and then they fall into the lava. They're like, oh God, it's so hot.
It's like taking a warm shower in Venus. Y'all got jacuzzis? This is what it feels like.
But
we call them jacuzzi.
But here's the difference between like the ocean and space. Earth is just one big globe, and we know that 70% of it is water, right?
Yeah. Wait, is it 70%?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is,
I think you're thinking humans.
I think it's the
Humans
Earth as well.
70%, ain't it?
Oh my God, you're hurting so many people's heads right now.
Maybe, or maybe they're gonna chime in with comments and be like, "Yeah, dog, it's about 80%."
I think it's 70%.
But even though, dude,
I'll
people
check.
that do like deep sea dives and shit,
I'll double check.
they say the fucking water is like cold. Like if you
But-
go fucking like deep in the water, it's cold.
Yeah, because it's away from the fucking ball of gas that's in the air, the sun.
71%. So I was close.
Okay.
So the thing is,
God damn, Alexa knows everything.
the thing
Alexa
is,
Bliss.
fucking white girls love them. The thing is, the other thing I love is space. But when it comes to
Between them cheeks, you know what I'm saying?
I like buttholes. Think of the Earth.
I love your anus.
Think of Earth as a butthole.
Hey.
It's it's only it's only so big. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So, but that's the thing is like with
But it can
Earth.
stretch.
Earth, we know is a certain size. We know that we know that 70. Shut the fuck up. We know that 70%, 71% of it is covered in water. But the thing is, we know that there's an endpoint to the water. Like even though we have not encountered it, we haven't gotten to those lowest depths of the sea yet. We know that there's an endpoint for the water on Earth. When you go out into space,
that's so weird though.
We do not know fucking how long it goes for an infinite amount of time because we cannot measure it.
That's true.
So like that's the thing is like I know what you're saying when you're saying like, oh, when you're stuck, if you were like floating in the ocean, all you would see is water.
Well, shark.
Well, think about
what if they got space sharks?
then that's possible.
There was a show that had space sharks. I forget which one though.
I mean,
space sharks.
Star Trek had space whales, but
Futurama did too.
Yeah, that's where Futurama got it from. They got it from Star Trek 4.
Did not know that.
Yeah, watch Star Trek 4. It's a good one. All the even numbered Star Trek movies are pretty good.
Space whales in it.
But yeah, it's pretty badass, dude.
We were watching the Orville today.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was like, see, this is like Star Trek, except Seth MacFarlane did it.
Yeah, that kind of turned me off.
But then I was like, Seth MacFarlane in it all the time,
and I was like, I'm in. But he does focus on some of the episodes. I'm out.
But there is a goo that made love to a woman, and that woman also fucks robots.
I'm in. But the robots also tried to kill everybody like the Borg, and the Borgs kind of sucked.
And he's back in it again anyways.
Here's my
Damn,
question.
Roman, back at it again with the robots killing
Like all
people.
this space shit and
Yes.
science shit.
Mhm.
Why don't you fucking do something with it?
Because
Go to fucking make a career out of it.
Because
Here-
it's a waste of space.
I mean, we're in Texas. You could have been working for NASA.
I
I
cannot.
don't know who NASA is, but you better be careful with their cousin Massa.
Well, well, first of all, NASA is no longer anything. Like they're not a thing anymore.
It's Space
What?
Force now, bitch.
Yeah, they've been decommissioned.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of Trump.
Really?
No. They just like they
So NASA doesn't exist no more?
no, not in like
I think
not
they call
in the way it
Space
did before.
something now.
Really?
hmm
So who controls all the things through the space?
I mean, it could. What NASA could be is like a more closed off now, to where like
I feel like I gotta ask Siri this.
I'm pretty sure they at least like decommissioned like a few.
But that was the go-to. Right? I'm not wrong. That was that go-to for all
No,
space and-
they stopped making spaceships. I'm sorry, they stopped doing space exploration. They're leaving that to the private sector.
What?
Yeah, because it's a governmental sect. So they.
Wow. Okay, so good thing you didn't go to school for it.
But the thing is, like when it goes to that, I know I am not a smart person. Like, I'm not. I can remember some stuff, but
I mean, but all that shit is just putting like drive into it. Like
yeah. But the thing
you
is,
get consumed enough, you'll learn anything.
but here's the thing: drugs are also really cool, and drugs also fueled the space thing. And then once I stopped doing a lot of drugs, the space thing kind of died down a little bit until my nerd side started coming back up after I quit drugs, and you know my nerd boner got big for space again. So, but that's the thing is, I know I am not that level of smart. You have to be a certain level of smart, in my at least the way I think.
Yeah.
That if you're gonna work in that kind of a field, you have to be able to prove yourself.
You gotta know all types of equations and shit. And
Yeah, and
quantum physics.
I'm not that
And
guy.
instead you went for, what was it, internet security?
I went for Cisco Systems,
Now that you got
I
in
went
debt
for job
it.
security.
and then I even quit that because I figured I don't want to be behind a desk. And even for NASA, I don't know if I could do that for like
You went,
space
you went in
exploration.
debt and you did nothing with your degree.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but that
Would you go for school for anything else?
I don't think so. I'm not a school guy.
No?
I know. I can't do school anymore.
I mean, but even for anything, music, anything.
no.
What about your? I know you gave up on a couple of things. We were talking about it before the podcast started. Eric wanted to be a computer dude too. He'd come home and he's like, "There's so much numbers," and he gave up like really fucking fast.
I didn't give up that quick.
Then everybody wanted to be. He wanted to learn Japanese,
hmm
and he's like, "Nope, not doing that either."
I did learn Japanese.
You know, I was thinking about it.
Some Japanese.
I was thinking about
And
that.
then ago, we all know that he wanted to be a mechanic, and he hasn't gone back for that either.
No.
I mean, I'm still working in a field with mechanic stuff and learning
You sell
stuff
parts.
still. Yeah,
The
still
glorified-
learn. Still learn. Niggas still call me when they need me though.
Yeah, for sure. Which I'm probably
Because they
gonna.
need parts.
I'm gonna need you to check up.
they need me to check. I know
a
basic stuff.
A price for brake pads.
But would you go to school for anything else?
I'll just.
Is
I don't
truly
like school.
Like something that you have passion for.
I don't like school.
is there pornography school?
I'm pretty sure they could be a director.
It's film,
Let's go to be a
lighting,
director. Yeah, lighting.
sound guy. You can hold the boom like that while the guy's fucking just like.
Yeah, but then I gotta record that dude's
Dude,
moans, and
like-
That's fine, dude.
if there's too much moans in a porno, it derails it. For
It
me.
makes
I
me
got-
laugh.
I gotta go to another video.
I'd be like,
I always regretted not going for photography.
Mhm.
Like I took it during high school, and my dad used to be like, "Oh, I used to like taking pictures too."
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh man, I kind of wish I kind of followed that up." Or advertisement in
Mhm.
business, kind of gave up on that too. Like now I think about it, I was like, "Oh, I should have never gone for culinary arts and food,
hmm
like cooking and shit." I was like, it was a passion for a little bit, but I didn't. I wish I didn't do it.
The thing is, if you I don't. The thing is, I don't see the value in school anymore
No.
because of the things that I want to do. Like, if I could right now, just because of what I'm doing on the side, like my side job, where
The art stuff.
yeah, where I paint, stuff. And the thing is, I also really like, I don't know if y'all ever knew that or if I ever really talked about it, but when I was a kid, I was really, really into art. Like I really did
I think
work
every
with
kid goes through art phase.
I knew
Yeah.
you when we were at Heroes. You started drawing a little bit more
Yeah.
because you got inspired by like D, Rick, and everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. When you have like people around you that can do that, you're kind of like, oh,
And let
I
alone
should...
when we were in Michael's, you were into drawing more, and so that's why we stole a whole lot of shit from
Oh,
Michael.
we stole a whole lot of shit. But
But I think every kid goes through like an art phase. And be like, oh, I could draw, doodle, paint, whatever.
yeah, but
I didn't. I knew I couldn't draw.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
when I was a kid.
No,
see?
bullshit. Because
No.
you used to buy how to draw shit.
That was in
Right.
Michael's.
That-
That was already a full grown adult, and I was like,
No,
I'm stealing this shit. Might as well use
I
it.
can't consider you an adult yet.
Fair enough.
And you weren't 18 yet.
Yeah, I
when
was.
We were working on my
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
we were 20.
Yeah,
we
we
were
were-
20 something.
Yeah, we're like 19, 20.
No, we were like 22 because I remember we're hanging out with 19-year-olds
No,
going like,
because even-
"Hey, you guys want to go drink?" And they're like,
No.
"Hell yeah!"
Even before that, when we were doing the
Were
whole...
we 20?
Yeah, we were like 20 something, dude.
No.
Yes, dude.
But even...
Oh shit, we
We're
were.
we're 30.
Yeah, we were,
we're
we were.
30.
Yeah. Oh man, that was 10 years
and
ago. That was
20,
weird.
10 years. Yeah, we're like fucking.
But
20-something.
even before that, we used to do the spray paint art. We
Oh,
were
that's
like,
true.
you were into it, and then we started fucking
Is that
tagging our
fire?
garage walls
Mhm.
with spray paint and fucking. We used to like airbrush art, or at least I did, and I tried to get into the stencil stuff and everything. And everybody, I think, goes through that art phase. Like,
Yeah.
could explore.
Yeah, when I was a kid, because of like, of course, Power Rangers and all that shit. When I was
yeah.
like, fuck yeah, I would draw Power Rangers everywhere. Like so much so that I was like, I was that kid that was drawing in class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just to not.
Pay attention.
Yeah, like didn't care about anything. That would just be drawing. So much so that I think they called in my mom and they're like, hey,
You might be on the spectrum.
yeah, he might be a little Asperger's-y.
Who
But
the fuck let him out?
but I remember I think they talked to my
Your
mom
mom's like,
and,
we can't keep stabbing them all the goddamn
and
time.
I remember my mom would come to class to help out, like she would volunteer, and I think it was to keep an eye on me so that I would like pay attention.
She was
like
your shadow program.
yeah, because I had to pay attention. I think because I was just fucking retarded. And I was R-worded, whatever, politically correct.
For South America.
But
Really, nigga, you gonna say South America like that? South America?
South America.
Yeah, South America.
soft America.
South.
White America.
But for a long time, that's what I would do. I would just draw, and I had
I'm pretty sure you
notebooks
could
of
take,
that
like-
kind of stuff. And that's the thing is like I wish at a certain point, especially like during high school, like maybe I could have gone to like an art college or something.
Not go back to school for it, but take what are they fucking called? Workshops.
Mhm.
Like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby,
Yeah.
the Big Old Central, where you can learn
But
to up your game.
but
But I mean, I would love to go to school now because they have like streaming classes,
yeah.
podcast classes. They have a school for gaming.
Mhm.
I would love to.
But
Dude, that's the only thing I wish this was like so popular when we were going, well, at least where I was going through high school. I would have fucking jumped on all this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Podcasting, streaming, gaming, YouTube and shit. Because when I left high school, YouTube was barely starting to be a thing. When people were doing the vlogs and like MySpace and all that shit was barely starting to fucking.
2001.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while back. But but
To
my
say that 2000 was a long time ago, that's fucking some shit.
I mean that was
right?
19 years ago.
Shit.
So, but here's the thing, and why I won't go to school anymore is because as much as I like this kind of art thing, I can learn a lot of that stuff now on the internet, like
YouTube.
YouTube, or just through other like there's other people that have different like blogs, even though blogs aren't as relevant, but there's different things that you can do on the internet in general.
That's what I watch YouTube. That's what I use YouTube now.
Yeah.
Watching people create shit and be like, I could do it. Get motivation. Try it. Be like, I can't do it. How do they make it look so simple?
But
Oddly enough, that I was listening to the TPR again. It's the Hidden Brain podcast, and that was the topic for today was how people get excited or joy from watching YouTube videos of other people doing something like DIY stuff and like just seeing them do a whole bunch of stuff.
So simple. They're like, I could go buy this one too and start it.
Like they had this one chick who, when she was in high school, she was real timid and shy, probably fat or overweight, and she said she got bullied. And she was really into music. She wanted to sing. She wanted to play instruments and whatnot, but her crippling shyness didn't let her, go with it. So now she just kind of sings in her own head. She's thinking like she's got like, she'll go through music or songs and she'll sing along with it, and then she'll repeat it and make sure she has like every lyric down and whatnot. And she does a performance and she imagines herself like her family members or friends or family or loved ones or something like that. It's just like, in the concert and how she would look, how they would look, how she would perform it. But deep down inside, she ain't doing shit. She's just driving to work.
Like that little elephant girl from the anime movie, the one where the gorilla plays the piano. He covers it.
Oh, Sing?
Yeah.
Sing.
I'm still standing.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
That sounds like the little elephant girl. He's like, the mom had her
pretty much
push her
and so
out.
the girls, she gave like a sample of her singing. She wasn't, good or that bad. and she has a fiance because I'm guessing she just got better looking. But
how do you be shy and
she
still get someone?
Because she's a girl.
Sure.
Duh.
I mean,
it's really.
When you say crippling shyness, I just.
But that was back in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Maybe she just didn't.
She got her cocoon and became a pretty butterfly.
Probably. I don't know. She had a voice for radio. And so she has that, and she has also Pinterest. Like she has a shitload of stuff on her Pinterest. Like
I tried Pinterest.
My house, my first home, and she's like, I can literally walk you through anything in my Pinterest, and I have like a whole room set up where like I'll have this and that, and it's like super expensive stuff, like bed sheets and shit like that. And that's seems to be a problem. People follow other people that put in the time, And she said it's weird that she wants her fiance bought her a guitar, and she never touched it. Just like I buy guitars, and I barely fucking play with them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, she has the same mentality that almost anybody, I know I do, have the same mentality. Like, you want to do it, but you don't like to practice. People love to see other people do stuff. Like Ben Franklin used to love to go walk with his dad around, their city, town, or whatever the fuck they had back then.
Yeah.
And he would see that people would come and see mason workers fucking building up houses and shit. And they're like, oh man, it's like they make it seem so simple, but they don't see all the practice and, hours of fucking.
They don't see the 10,000 hours.
Exactly. And so a lot of people get discouraged, and then they get happy and depressed when they're seeing DIY videos. It's like, oh yeah, I could build a porch. And then you go through it and you're like, oh, I can't fucking do this. And then they give up.
For sure, there is something to it, but maybe it's because
weird quirk.
Maybe it's because from an early age I kind of just kept doing things just to, like the art thing or like playing music. For me, I don't mind the practice and like doing something over and over until I get it right.
Yeah, but you're one of those people that when you like something, you get consumed by it.
Yes.
You can't stop it.
Yeah.
So you put in the 10,000 hours to do shit.
So
but I'm one of those people. I'll admit it. I watched something on YouTube. Like I tried leathercraft. I looked at it as like, oh man, this looks so fucking simple. Just you buy this, and this, and boom, you're in a fucking getting like wallets and sheets for knives and shit.
Yeah.
All right. So for like a month, I watched these videos right nonstop. They're on my feed all the time. And then I saw that I went to Michael's and I saw a piece of leather on sale. I was like, okay. And then I saw the beginners tools for leathercraft on sale too. And I was like, you know what? I have the money. I bought it. Right? I come home and I try to make this like a little fucking dice bag. The simplest shit you could fucking make.
Yeah.
When they say starting off, right? So I'm here. I'm trying. After the third time where you can't light shit up or it doesn't come out, I give up. I was like, yeah, fuck this. And I go back and I watch the videos and I'm like, I could totally fucking watch this. And then I'm like, man, no, you can't. No, you can't. And then you're like, you know what? Yeah, I can. And it just goes that. It goes back and forth. But eventually, I don't fucking touch the leather that I bought or the fucking tools.
Mm-hmm.
And another example, watching my dad work.
Mm-hmm.
My dad built all this house and the porch and shit. Right? And you see him, he's like, oh man, he's just fucking nailing shit together. That shit looks fucking simple.
Yeah.
That shit is easy, right? So when my brother bought the house next door, you know, I go, oh man, that shit's fucking simple. Putting drywall up and shit. It's like, they make it seem so hard. Or they make it, they tell you, oh no, you know, it's fucking hard, don't try it.
Mm-hmm.
But you see him, it's like, oh, that shit's so fucking simple.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him try it, right? We fuck up so bad. When they walk in, you're like, oh, you tried this, right? I was like, yeah. All you hear is like, good for you. Right? And now that my dad passed away, there's shit around the house that still has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, you know what? I seen him do it before. I could do this. And then you go into it, he's like, I can't fucking do this no more. And I gave up.
I mean, there is a big difference though when you're just trying to like maybe leather work or you're trying to work on a house. Like you can't really fuck up on the house.
I fucked up.
But that's the thing is like
there's a perfect thing where why we have so many posters.
No. I'm not saying that like you can't fuck up. I'm saying like there is there is a high.
There's no room for error.
Yes, exactly.
Ron, don't take out the shit around my walls because you see all the errors.
Exactly, there's no room for it.
and don't go to my mom's restroom because we tried plumbing. Yeah, YouTube might be a teacher, but you have to get that hands-on.
Yeah,
experience. Man. You gotta put in the time.
It's a teacher, but you gotta be a proper student.
The same, like, and that's why, like, you know, I fell in love with the painting, like miniatures and all that too. But I haven't gone to strippers in a while.
I think it's a different degree. I mean, like you said, painting is you can try it and you can mess up. And
yeah, for sure.
It doesn't hurt much, right?
Yeah, and the same thing with leather. It's like, okay, I fucked this up. Okay, let me get a new.
Construction's like.
Yeah, no, you fuck up and something's majorly
like
fucked.
Mechanics, right? You see them fucking like trying to soup up a car, and you're like, it's just gasoline.
I'm like, bro, I can fucking put coolants. I can put in power steering fluid. I can put in oil into my car.
I can do the chick shit.
Exactly. But you asked me to like, I need my brake pads like put in. I was like, I can't do that. But
who's breaking what?
I remember that one time I told my dad, why don't you just go fucking pay to get the brakes done? Mm-hmm. And he's like, nah, because you know he's one of, I told you, he's one of those like, men have to fucking fix their cars. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what happens if you do it wrong? He's like, you have your emergency brake. Brakes don't work. You have an emergency brake. I was like,
you ain't wrong.
He once told me you lower down the window, you put a shirt out. Like
a sailboat.
Simpsons fucking style.
And then he was fixing the lights. Mm. I go, what happens if you fuck up on the lights? Well, that's why they teach you up is left, down.
Straight is a left turn. Up is a right turn.
I was like, huh. You have solutions for everything. He's like, you gotta try, be cool. Mm-hmm. Damn.
For sure. Like, there. But that being said, there is even when the pressure is on, I kind of like that because as I was telling you, I've been doing the commissions for Warhammer, and I was like, I have to get this done by Friday, and I fucking went hard. I called into work Wednesday, which it was
family emergency work.
Yeah, exactly. Family emergency. I had to finish this thing. I had to finish these monitos.
For my family, they won't love me.
Exactly. So Wednesday, called in. Hopefully no one fucking hears this. But then Thursday.
Remember,
Ghost Mike.
snitches get stitches.
Yeah, dog. What the fuck you
Ghost
doing?
Mike's like, can't get stitches if you're dead.
Oh, Ghost Mike don't care. Fuck him. But the thing is, I had to call in Wednesday so I can finish this. And then Thursday came around, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to stay up to finish this.
You need that light, that fire under your ass.
Exactly. So I knew it had to be done.
Take it to the limit.
I knew it had to be turned in by 11:30 that on Friday morning.
That's that crunch time right there.
So I was like, all right, I'm waking up at 9. I'm getting myself a cup of coffee, and I'm going to paint, and no breaks, no nothing. I'm just going to keep going. And then John is like, I need you to take me to the dentist because they won't admit me unless I have somebody to drive me and pick me up. And I was like, you fucking asshole. So I'm like, all right.
Like, no breaks, you take him back, come back to work.
And that's exactly what I did. I took him, and I was like, I waited there for a little bit. And then, like, the sleep deprivation started coming at me because at that point, I was already 24 hours of no sleep. And I was like, oh, if I stay here, I'm going to fall asleep. So I was like, nope. John went to go talk to whoever he needs to talk to, the doctors, and then he came.
He turns around, Roman, you come in with me, I need you to come. Roman?
He came back and he was just like, I'll just give him your number to call. And I was like, cool. Didn't fucking even look back. I just fucking went. I went ahead and did that. I painted the little things, and I ended
John
up,
died.
Yeah. R.I.P. But I stayed up for 28 hours straight, which was terrible for me.
That's funny because you're not straight at all.
But it was 28 hours of just like pretty much solid
it
painting.
goes back to our conversation that you need motivation to do
Yes,
shit.
very much so.
Remember, we let out a Warhammer podcast where I had a splice in an interview we did with someone, and for the fucking love of God and whatever, I couldn't remember how to fucking do it. and I couldn't blend the songs together, the audio tracks together, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I knew how to do some of it, but I was racking my brain on how to do it. And for that morning, I woke up extra early that morning. I went to school, YouTube school. I fucking, 3 hours of just back to back. I was like, I think I got this. Got this. I've never worked so hard to release a podcast. And so I did it, and I was like, oh my God, I did it. And when the people saw us, hey man, that fucking podcast sounded really good. I was like, hey, look, hey, nigga, that little pride, that little joy you get from all that hard work and motivation and get you somewhere. I was like, that's why you kind of do it.
I get it for sure. The thing is, yeah, I think I work best even.
I think it's everybody. I think everybody works best under pressure.
There is some people that crumble though.
True.
There is many of people that do crumble. I mean, maybe for us, we like working on it. And that was the thing. I finished the army. I got paid for it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I got paid for it.
What do I do with it?
Exactly. But after that, I was kind of like, I don't know what to do anymore.
With my hands.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was just like, I just spent the last 3 days, like, fucking going hard on these little...
hard.
On these little toys and painting them. And it was a ritual for me. I'd wake up at 9 in the morning. I'd get my coffee. I'd paint. I'd go ahead and start getting ready. I'd paint for maybe about 3 hours. And then I'd start getting ready for work. And then I'd go to work. And then if I waited there, I would have paint there as well. Then I would work, get out of work, and paint for another 2 hours or 3 hours until like 3 in the morning. And I go to sleep and do it all over again.
I mean, we are creatures of habits.
It was like a ritual that I had made for the last month to get this thing done. And now that I'm just like, I woke up on Monday at I woke up Saturday. This fucking Monday hasn't even happened. I woke up on Saturday, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
You felt empty.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. But luckily, Friday... the guy at the store told me that there was another commission, and I was I'll probably take it up.
That's why people keep working.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think I just...
I always ask my grandpa or my grandma, my dad. I used to ask them, why don't you guys retire when, you live that fucking Florida dream of doing nothing? They're like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's like,
Doing nothing is not an option, boy.
My-
it's like once you start doing shit, you start feeling how old you are, and you start looking back, and you're like,
That's
a lot of shit goes through your head, and it's like, nah, if you keep in motion, your
Mhm.
body stays in motion, and shit like that.
that's one thing that my dad has been talking about. You know, he's pretty close to retirement. He's got like maybe 2 or 3 more years of work, and he's just like, well, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, he says like, oh, I could die, and I was like, yeah, you could, but you know, hopefully you can live out some you know, some of the good years where you don't have to do anything.
Because that's the
But-
end goal, right?
Yeah,
Retirement?
but I also told him, I was like, do you like I actually talked to my dad. I was like, Dad, do you have a
Plan B.
hobby.
He's like, shit, no.
No.
That's why I had you kids.
I was like, do you have a hobby? Do you have something that you'd like to do?
Your mom.
And he just
Oh,
kind
did-
of
did you
didn't
do
really
that?
answer.
They give you that bullshit answer. My hobby is work.
No, he was just like, honestly, I don't know. And he fucking like recently
Started crumbling.
recently he went to like some church event or something, and he won like a big ass fucking Amazon tablet, like the Fire ones, but it was like the biggest, brand newest motherfucker. It didn't run slow at all. Because if you buy like the Fire tablets, they suck
yeah, they
and
do.
they're super slow.
You have to
The-
buy them 300 plus.
Yeah, this one
tablets.
was like the iPad of fucking Fire tablets. Where I was like, this one actually is good. How much did you pay for it? He's like, oh, I won it at a church bingo. And I was like, fucking good on you. Now you can fucking look at your YouTube videos.
YouTube.
I think
Like,
my
you can
dad's
watch porn now.
I think my dad's just gonna like hobby YouTube
Aw, dude.
for the rest of
My
his
dad used
life.
to watch a lot of YouTube, and that's
Yeah.
how I learned how to like mechanic
Mm-hmm.
or how to fucking fix shit.
I
Like I used to catch him like when he was feeling like really sick.
Mhm.
I used to catch him. He was just watching construction, like how to do like home improvement shit.
Mhm.
on his
He was
phone.
watching the white people's ways of doing stuff, and he's like,
and he's like,
He was
people-
like, waste of time.
no, dude. He used to go, these fucking people don't know how to do it. You see that job they did in 2 years? It was done in 3 months. And I was like, hey. And he's like, you see how they fixed the car? That's too much money. I could have done it faster. I was like, "Aight." But before we get to the comments, because we have a little bit of comments and some emails, I think.
Yep.
And we're gonna try a new thing for comments too.
Mhm.
That's some voice comments. While Roman pulls that up and shit, you guys ever want to do something funny? Get one of your friends to get dentist work
Mhm.
and eat all the shit he can't eat around him.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
been our entertainment for the last 2 days. Our homie, fucking John, got some dental work and
our local prevert.
he can't get any food in his system.
Mhm.
And we chose this weekend to fucking eat all the shit he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the funnest thing you could do when someone's so sad in the corner and you're enjoying food and you're like, this is good. And he's over there with applesauce and jellos.
I mean, it was pretty funny to watch him try to eat pizza today.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, it kind of hurts,
It
but
looked like he was in pain.
he was just like, it's too good. I don't want to stop.
And you're like, dude, stop. It's like, no.
I can't.
But anyway,
He's like that one fucking meme we saw where the guy's like, "Welcome to hell. You can eat this pizza."
He's like, oh,
Did I
cool.
mention it's 140 degrees?
It's just
And he's just like melting his mouth, and the fucking devil's like, "Dude, stop."
That's a good one.
no, but as we put up the comments, so be part of the conversation. Join us on our social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search out Grimworks. Or not, you could go to youtube.com/Grimworks and drop a comment there. Tell us, what do you think you should go back to school for, or what are your feels on space?
Oh, I forgot. I went for 3 things. One was hacking, one was coding, one was for CCNA. Then I went for mechanic and music. But I did learn Japanese, and I still like my fucking story that you could see in a couple of episodes behind, where I made a Japanese teacher laugh at a racist joke in Japanese.
Or now you could go the old school way, Roman. Tell them what the old school way is.
If you want to send us an email, go ahead and send it to citypod88@gmail.com. Eric.
Citypod88@gmail.com.
All right, how do you guys want to do this? You want to start with the voice messages, the comments?
Let's start with
or the
something new because, and we'll go into the email afterwards.
I still gotta set up my soundboard.
All right, so here we go. This is gonna be our first comment. Is gonna be by our friend Sam. He sent this through Facebook, I think.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Messenger.
Here's the first comment. He says,
Alright, I'm gonna throw this in for the podcast. Tony, you're all over the fucking place, bro. Honestly. You need to stick to one thing, man. But I understand what you're trying to say. You're old school, where the man works and then the woman stays at home. That's fine and all. That's old school mentality. That is agreeable. But we live in a society today that the women can't do that anymore because they all have these dudes that can't take the responsibility of being a man and taking care of their own fucking kids. It's the reason why they want to do everything equal. And their whole women's right, man. I actually look
Is
it
he
up.
on a boat?
That doesn't have
Does
to
that
be
work?
like treated like a man. It's more.
He's doing man's job.
Does he work on a boat?
The same amount of work as a woman can, then it should be equal pay. That's what women rights is about originally.
he has another one.
To be honest, there are some women still like that, bro. Where they want the husband to work and the wife stays at home. But idle hands, dude, are like they say, idle hands are the devil's playground. You have a woman, like I know a guy, he's a gay dude, and his exact words were, I can't be a stay-at-home wife because I'll be bored as fuck and I'm gonna fuck the neighbor, guaranteed. And my boyfriend, husband, whatever, knows about it. So I mean, that's the same concept, dude. Like
They're promiscuous.
everything different. In today's society, it's not what it's supposed to be. It's not what it's supposed to be about. We're too soft. The society right now, we're too soft. We can't even you can't even make a fat joke about yourself without somebody else getting offended.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
And those are the
Man,
comments from Sam.
Good
You know,
shit.
you
Good
know,
shit.
It is true. We are soft now.
Nigga,
Or a
you
lot of
soft.
people- A lot of people have become,
I'm hard
Or-
all the time. Fucking Viagra style, bro.
or you can't even make a self comment about yourself without be like, no man, you can't say that about yourself. I was like, why not? But-
I personally know no one like that.
Which
I
which
never-
is funny because I've been trying out my dark comedy at work, and so boss man's telling me to move the money from the registers to the safe, and I was like, no, I don't, because when I close down, I like to get all the money out and count it, and not have to wait for the safe thing to pop open and then get the money and then make sure I count the registers and shit because they drop off the money. And so I'm like, y'all can do that because y'all used to it. I'm used to just like, hey, all the money's in the bottom, fucking whatever. Close up, lock up, take all the money out, count it all at once, do what I have to do, boom, get out of there as fast as I can. And the manager's telling me, he's like, no, we're just gonna make the drops, man. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I was like, if I throw the money in there, I mean, I ain't gonna open the register for anybody that comes and robs us. And he's like, for real? I was like, yeah, they kill me. They ain't gonna get inside the register without my code. And he's like, well, why would you want that? I was like, I'll be like, dog, you gonna kill me? Promise? And he's just like, what? And I was like, yeah. I'd be like, come on, man. He's like, open the thing, you're gonna die. I was like, please do it.
I'll give you another gun to do it.
I was
Come
like,
on, bro.
don't you fucking back out, pussy.
I was
and he's-
planning to give this to a homeless person tonight.
Yeah, no. I was
Go
like,
ahead and use it on me.
Yeah. And he's like, what? No, don't do that. I was like, why? He's like, I'm looking to die, homie. I'm going to do it myself. Might as well let someone else do it. And now that piece of shit's running away because he's wanted for murder and he got no money. He's like, that seems like a lot. I was like, that seems like a good plot right there. And he's just like, are you okay, man? Do you have to? I was like, I'm fine. It's a joke.
You get so sad.
And he's like, you okay, man? I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You
I'm
just
good.
start crying.
I'm good. I don't want to die. It's a joke.
I
Please
never
kill
thought
me.
about it, though. It's like you leave your wife at home. They're like, there's a good chance she might cheat with someone because she's bored.
You seen all those old novellas? She ain't got nothing to do. She cleans, maybe. She cooks. She's waiting for the kids to come out or for you to come home just so you can be in.
That's
like,
why you find her
she
a
wants-
hobby, like sewing or with her baking.
You know what her hobby is? Sewing some cock to her mouth.
Probably.
Not yours. And you know what she's gonna do to spite you? Fucking spit on the pillow that you use with the dude's jizz on there, like, puh, and you're like, oh man, why am I so sticky?
And that's what it becomes, you're cheating, then I guess I'll cheat, and he's like, it's such...
And then you gotta get joint Facebook accounts.
Which is funny because I talking about the cheating and it was exactly for Tony. I don't know. I think I sent it to the messenger thing where it was that guy talking to his chicks like, you do the dishes. It's your job. And
Yeah.
she's like, what? And I was like, damn, it sounds like Tony trying to be a man.
Yeah, then he gets
Then-
fucking hit.
Then he gets schooled by the fucking older black man, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna wash the dishes. I'm gonna go to sleep." He's like, "No, baby, I got it. Go to sleep. You're tired. You just got back from work. I'll clean the dishes." And the guy's like, "For real, dog? I thought you were the man of the house." He's like, "Don't get it twisted, young blood. It's a partnership. It's 50-50." I was like, and that's right, cause when Dad couldn't work, fucking. He was sweeping, mopping, cleaning the house, and washing dishes just so he would not be bored. And I think Tony forgot that, and he was just like, "Oh, he looks so weak." I was like, "No, nigga, he just knows you gotta fucking clean your house and shit."
You got me wrong. We think I wouldn't help wash dishes.
Yes.
In my house? Hell no.
It's exactly what I think.
You gotta do it either way.
Then it didn't sound that way when he was talking about it, right?
It sounds all
didn't.
fucking.
It sounded- Sounded real misogyny.
misogynistic.
Yeah.
Well, me, I'm more like,
I wouldn't fucking be
we
like.
could clean together or we could rot together, girl. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like.
And just give me some dome and I'll return the
Exactly.
favor.
Yeah,
wouldn't be-
you ain't gotta give me no dome. Let me try that kitty cat. I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
sit on my fucking face.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
wouldn't be like, bitch, get do the dishes, or where's my sandwich? I wouldn't be that kind of person.
You ever make you a sandwich?
I forget where that joke's from. Is like women belong in the kitchen making sandwiches. But, and
It's probably something someone told you.
probably. And I guess the
Maybe
equality
Sam
stuff,
told you.
It was Aaron.
I personally think the equality stuff might have started the way he said it, but it has evolved so much more now. So I mean, but he makes some true points.
He does, and he also sent in an email.
Damn.
So Sam from 10 Meal Deal.
Yeah.
So the subject is yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Says
Yo-yo ma.
Yo.
Yo-yos from the 90s.
yeah, you should play with yo-yos a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking dumb
I
kid.
hit my dick once.
A lot.
Yeah.
He says, first of all, you can pick up anyone anywhere.
First of all, fuck your bitch and fuck your crew. Good
Jay,
old
you
Tupac.
you could pick up a girl fucking at a restaurant when she's eating
I
by
can pick
herself.
up anybody as long as they weigh
And
under
you-
250
and you're smooth
pounds.
enough. And if you got your game on down, you can.
Oh,
fucking do
okay. Replace smooth with handsome enough, and you're good.
it.
Because
You have to be-
ugly people don't stand a chance. Get the fuck out of here.
Replace handsome with enough money.
You can also do that.
yeah.
That's a twofer. He says you were talking about porn. The real issue is you can see the norm porn, but it is curiosity. Tony is just being a prude.
Yup.
Oh no!
Told you.
Fucking. Oh, I never showed you, right?
This
I think
soft.
I just told you that
What?
Joe Rogan was like, you shouldn't go like watch the extreme porn because then regular stuff is not gonna do it for you no more.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's like, you don't have to take that chance. You don't want to take that chance where you're like, fucking slap me in the balls so you can get hard.
Mhm.
Because now you're gonna fucking freak out girls.
See, you know what the difference is between that? He has a wife, and he's a good-looking dude. He could get sex on the regs. You
And
watch
he's rich.
porn, yeah, and he's rich.
Yeah, but he's
So if
he's the
you're
one-
poor, if you're not rich or good look, say you're single a lot. You
Single
jacking off and watching porn is gonna work all right. So it's more like you build a tolerance to jacking off, so you watch more and crazier shit. Maybe you get out to it, maybe you don't. But as soon as a chick comes around and she starts touching your shit, you're like, oh fuck, is this what it is? You're
when
busting
you do
up
it
real
at
quick.
the level of fucking like what you guys mentioned, is like, nah, not even that.
No, because
That's a lie.
because
I was like, treat me like shit. They'll be like, ugh.
yeah, you
Roman
got
jokes around like that, but I'm pretty sure a girl's like, hey man, you want to suck on these titties? Like, yeah, boom, he won't bust a nut before, he busts the first nut, and then he's ready for round 2.
yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah, see?
the thing is, like, I still kind of like the shit talking Jimmy though. That always.
I
kinda
mean,
does
that's
it
just
for me.
preference.
Yeah.
On its own.
That's just me
Only
being.
a dirty girl.
But that's not because of porn. That's just me being a fuck up.
Yeah, but
My brain's messed up.
He
But
don't like girls being nice to him because he can't trust them.
yeah, I always think they're cheating on me. But no.
Hey, he might be right. I might be a fucking prude.
And
Yeah, you're a big time
also,
prude.
Joe Rogan has said it many a times. Don't take what I say as word as like the thing to do. I'm a fucking idiot. We're all fucking idiots.
He was
And he's
talking
just like,
to-
It's just the we
Thompson
like to
Girls
listen to
once?
his
Christina P.
his
Yeah.
his
she's like, I'm a fucking bigger perv. Like she's like, I'm a perv, and I watch porn, but there's a limit. Where
Yeah.
you're like, because then
Everybody has a limit. That's
and the
that's a
limit is
thing.
where I say you just
Like the thing is, Tony, you're maybe confusing that like I jack off to pee and shit videos. I don't. I look at them like, oh, okay.
One day you be like, oh shit, why am I?
Not
hard?
really,
Oh.
because I have no like physical attraction to it.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think I,
just
can
watch shit to
develop
watch it.
that.
I'm
think
pretty sure you can. Keep watching it.
because I think a lot of those things. Maybe I take the like
know what,
Freud's thing, where like a lot of these fetishes start off from like a young age, and I never got that shit.
But you watch it so
But I
much
watch
where,
it, and
the
I'm just
pee's
like,
the pee's not even a thing no more. You just fucking like, oh, there's a naked girl, boom,
Yeah,
and it just you forget that it's there, it becomes background noise, and suddenly you just fucking start fucking jacking off to pee videos, and you're like, oh.
I don't
shit.
think you. I don't think you
Hey,
know
you never know how the
the.
mind works.
Very true, but I would maybe take like a psychiatrist word over yours or Joe Rogan's. But
They're expensive.
Sam continues. Tony is just being a prude. This soft bitch.
That's
Once
your porn name.
this soft bitch.
I'm bad. I don't like fucking porn.
Yeah, you do. You're bad. You're a terrible person for not liking porn.
I'm cool, 'cause
Once.
I'm cool with strippers and maybe cam girls.
Yeah, but you don't go. But you don't. You don't.
What do you mean money, nigga? I'm
But
poor.
yeah. Guess what?
You know what,
Fucking
dude?
porn's free.
You know
It
what,
doesn't
dude?
matter.
You're an idea guy. You're cool with the idea of strippers and cam girls. But deep down
I
inside, if
got
you had
no
a chance to
money.
talk to them, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, but
If I had money to spend,
Mhm.
I would fucking be at the strip club, throwing down that, making
First-
it
bitch,
rain.
first of
you
all-
were just talking about like, oh, I got a credit card. Let me spend it on like a 3D printer. You can spend $20 to give it to a cam girl, and she'll fucking fuck herself to you.
Maybe that's what I do with my money.
Or you get $20, you go in and you just pay the cover price and you just watch strippers
Oh,
without paying them.
You don't want to be that dude. You don't want to be that dude that just goes into strip clubs and does not.
Yeah, go
And you
go,
don't
go into the
appreciate
strip
strippers.
club and go to the bar. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
You don't want to be that. Oh, you have to have money to buy drinks.
no, you don't.
They're expensive.
No,
Just
depends what strip club you go to. It's BYOB.
One day, maybe on the weekend I'll go venture.
I'm just
I'll
saying.
take pictures. I'll go to this. You know what?
You can't
This
take
week-
pictures. You gotta make sure you
This
get the thing.
weekend, I'll go to the strip club. I'll take pictures at the door or something. At the front.
No, Ash should be inside.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Get
No,
your
you're
sneak
not.
pics inside.
You're
Picture
not
didn't
down.
happen.
You're not down like Eric was down when his homeboy called him.
Bet.
He's like, "Hey, me and my
Bet,
friend, we're gonna go to the
motherfuckers, this
strip club.
weekend,
Let's go."
It's
Okay.
either cam show or strip club. I'm going to the strip club.
Okay. How much you want to bet?
Oh shit, money?
I got money.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't give a fuck.
Nigga gets
You
a side
fucked
job.
up.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a side job.
All right. How much you want to do this?
Yeah,
50.
Oh, that hurt so
You
fast.
gonna talk shit? You gotta back it up.
Like 20 bucks.
Huh?
50 bucks, or you just fucking quit your shit right now and stop talking.
50 bucks. That
You
I'll
see,
go to the
you
fucking
see the
strip club
difference.
this
You see
That
the
you
difference.
go to- you
see
go to
the
the strip
difference that
club.
money does. He's confident. He's like,
Oh, dude,
"What you
now-
gonna do,
now I
bitch?"
gotta do it. Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take. When you're 50, I'm gonna go to strip club,
Right.
take a picture inside, selfie mode,
Mm-hmm.
selfie mode. I don't fucking show you. I'll be like, "What's up?"
Yeah, there you can just take it to the snap. But mostly girls could do the snaps. I think they have rules against taking pictures.
Yeah, they usually do. You
Oh,
gotta you gotta sneak in
I'll
photos.
be that
Actually,
fucking
well-
creeple with a.
Well, no, because if you're doing selfie mode, I think they allow it. I seen Edway do it one time, and then
I'm pretty sure.
But
you
it also
fucking,
depends on the establishment as
Yeah,
well.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you just fucking tip a stripper. Be like, "I'm gonna take a quick pic real quick."
well, no, it depends what you take. Like you can take a picture of yourself in
At the
the
strip
fucking
club?
thing, yeah, but you can't take pictures or videos of girls fucking dancing, because that's just voyeurism.
I'll take a picture and I'll make sure there's like a fucking stripper in the background or something.
Yeah.
It's down. It's going down this weekend.
Alright.
Anyway, continue.
Alright.
You know his ass is gonna be like, my stomach hurts. Let me go take out those $50 to give it to Roman. And I'll be like, hey Roman, let's go smoke, and you pay, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Boom.
What? He continues. Once you see one, after a while, once you. Okay, he worded this weird. Once you
You sure
see.
it's not that you're dyslexic?
No. It says. I'm gonna read it as he wrote it.
Okay.
Once you see one, after a while, once you see everything, nothing phases you.
Okay, he just omitted something like the subject. Okay.
And
Unless
he's,
you see the thing,
he's
like
talking
your
about
porn.
porn.
Yeah.
Probably.
See,
He says, right now, look up Skank Tank. Bet you can't watch all 5 minutes of it, Tony.
Seen it.
no, I didn't even try. When someone fucking says, bet you can't finish watching it, I'm pretty sure I don't even want to click it.
It's pretty much a chick just did a thing. She
Yeah.
got shit on and pissed.
I'm not clicking that button at all.
It's alright.
He says, the traces of death, which is the faces of death,
Yeah.
show how life really is. Tony is right. The video does fuck with people mentally. We call them pussy/Tony. Damn, there's a lot of fucking Tony. Sam, you're on the good foot, baby. Call them pussy/Tony. I mean snowflakes. You too,
Those Doritos.
you too soft, bro. If you go to L.A. or New Orleans, there is a museum called the Museum of Death.
Yep.
They show that video. They show that video. Really recommend it. Really interesting. I'm assuming
Look,
he's talking about the.
Look, when it comes
The histories of death, yeah.
when it comes to death and fucking watching that shit, doesn't fucking affect me as much as, you know, the nudity stuff. I've seen dead bodies. I've seen people get killed. I've seen crackheads at the end corner of a fucking street, you know, doped out, fucking laying on the fucking street.
Yeah, blue faced.
I've seen, you know, death is one of those things that it bothers me, but if you see it, oh well. Like, we were talking about it the other day, me and my older brother and his friend. We were at the Monster Truck show where that dude got decapitated.
Decapitated.
Decapitated. He lost his head.
Decapitated. God damn it, Tony.
He got decapitated.
He got decap at the fucking at the Monster Truck show.
I'm glad he got fucking his head cut off. Who drinks decaf, you fucking pussy?
And that didn't stop
You
us
ain't
from
no real
going-
daredevil, bro.
That didn't stop us from going to the Monster Truck shows.
Yeah, we went
I
back
see-
the next day.
I stopped going to the Monster Truck shows because it's too loud.
We see people
Wear
fucking.
headphones, you fucking pussy.
Huh?
Wear headphones.
I just get bored.
Oh, dude.
It's not just the loudness. Like, I've literally fallen asleep inside the fucking Monster Jam because I just get tired of them going. And I was like,
It's like, look.
and I'm just like, I say sit down. I'm just. You see me when we were watching fucking the movie or
Sure.
Happy? I was just.
It's true. You knocked
Look,
out real early
look,
on.
Yeah, that's
if
the
it's
beaties.
If it's shit that happens in the world, hey, you fuck it. You know, it's worse things. But to go to the museum to watch that or watch a movie just to watch that,
I would
I
go.
don't wanna
I would
give
go
up
to
my
the
time for
museum.
that,
I would
for
go
that.
to the museum. The museum
That's fair.
actually sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not for me.
You get
I
to see
mean,
torture devices and
fucking
shit. Maybe
Ripley's had a little section for that. Remember? Ripley's
Yeah.
the fucking showed you, you know.
Ripley's still around.
yeah, but it's
I've
all
been there.
sanitized and shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give my extra time to go watch the morbid shit like the Faces of Death or go to the museum. And like fucking Louisiana of all things to go watch that museum. It's not for me.
Yeah, I'd at least go to the museum. But the thing is, like, I don't go and search for videos
Yeah.
and things like
Me
that.
neither.
That's not for me. I don't really care. I don't get anything from it. Not even like the curiosity of
I'll
like,
give you
death
the
and all
proof
that.
thing, but I'm not afraid of
I get it. I get it sent to me. Like the ones that you seen with the cartels.
Yeah.
Saw a guy's head cut off with the chainsaw. That was alright. And then I saw another guy. His arms and legs were tied up. He was butt naked, and the guy came in with a sharp ass thing, started cutting his legs off in the fucking from the kneecap, then the shoulder, and the guy still stop. Then he grabs the guy's leg and he beats the shit out of his face with it. And I was like, I get it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's weird because my
Yeah.
thing is show your face, but I'm thinking more like movie style where
Yeah.
like you know like John Wick. You know who the fuck John Wick is, and you know how he looks. but you know he can still fucking defend himself and fucking beat the shit out of people.
You see, that's,
You know
this is
that
what
that's
happens
and that's the
with
thing
watching
and that's the
some
thing
shit.
with like movies in real life, but he can still be that badass. Like that one executioner guy that they have in prison, he finally got caught. He never hit his face. He got caught off of like something else. I forgot what. And then he just gave his memoirs while he was in prison. He's like, yeah, nobody fucks with me here. He's like, everybody knows my face. Everybody knows what I've done. It's like I've got 30-something bodies under my count. He's like, I'm not scared of anybody. And it's like, yeah, see,
He's
that
in
guy's
prison
fucking crazy.
now.
Still, he could get killed even faster in prison.
That's not. I mean, at least that's not a life for me.
Well, that's not a life for anybody, but I'm just saying, if that's
So,
going to be your life, why not live it that way?
Because
Possibly.
you don't want to end up in prison. Now, even fucking people that do the dumb shit in the drugs and gangs, they don't want.
But it's,
Their end goal is like, I want to go to prison. No. The end goal is do the bad shit and keep doing it until you can't do it anymore. And that's why
Their
I
end
think
goes
you're
death, I'm guessing.
I
it's
honestly,
hard to talk
And
about.
ladies and gentlemen, that's why you don't walk that fucking shit, because you end up like my brother. Dumb.
What, fucking law-abiding citizen?
Exactly.
yeah, no one likes that. All right,
Although that was a badass movie with Gerard Butler, though. It was.
fair enough. He says, Tony, you just need to wash your balls and ass and get out there.
Wash my balls and ass.
Yeah, so you don't smell like Fab, feet, ass, and balls.
Girl, clean your coochie.
He says, Eric, just stop, you nasty fuck.
And fuck you. He's like half the shit I seen is because he sent it to me.
He also says, ah ha ha ha.
He knows what's up.
And he says, Roman, keep them kids in order. I guess.
Por favor.
I think I was the one that was trying to like.
Really?
No, not
trying-
the last
Mark
episode.
said it too. The last episode, he's like, it looked like fucking Roman was trying to make sense of my dumb shit.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it all out and keep it as
Coherent.
concise as possible.
Coherent.
Instead of being a fucking just a ranty rant.
But he continues with the last. He says, "We live in a society where Tony is so wrong on so many things. Love you, you sexy bitch, you." And that's where he ends it.
There you go, coochie girl.
There you go, cooch cooch.
I learned from this weekend that my fucking opinion is wrong.
Yeah, we've told you that for fucking ever.
Oh yeah, but you know,
You gotta hear from white man.
no, you guys, you my buddies and
He's like,
shit.
fuck you guys.
Oh, it's
I
all
hear-
ball breaking.
I
Yeah.
hear a lot of shit talking from all, but when you hear from someone that never talks to you that way, you're like, God damn. That's when it hurts the most.
That's when it hurts.
That was great.
But the fun comments don't stop there with the email. We got some comments on YouTube. And first up, we got that motherfucker that we all love. Maybe hung out a little bit more, but he's doing his thing, where he is.
He's living life to the fullest.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that was Keeping It Regs with a Prune. He said his first comment. Gotta agree with Tony. No reason to see any of that garbage online. Curiosity? You mean morbid curiosity?
There you go. That's why I always like to prove, man. He's on my side for a little bit.
I'm on your side with that. He said morbid curiosity. I'm assuming he's
Yeah.
talking about the death. The porn thing, y'all are just being prudes. Just
Yeah.
fucking,
I'm
just
pretty
find
sure
some
he-
stuff you like.
I'm
Hey,
pretty sure he's on both sides.
Nah.
You know what the problem is with Prim Man? He lived with Jay.
you know what his problem is? He has a girlfriend. He's doing good, so it's not really a problem.
That's
So
not
good
a
job
problem.
on you, Prue.
There you
The solution was that he got a girlfriend. So he
He's-
can stop watching all that curiosity
He
shit.
says, "LOL, Tony Dyer." That's a good one.
Tony what? Tony Dyer?
Tony Dyer.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "The people want more
You
Tony."
almost lost me there for a little bit.
By the
It's
people.
it's still on the fucking, on thin ice.
By the people, it means Prim Man. Prim Man wants more Tony.
Oh, he gets all the tone he wants.
His next comment: "Them H boys are mommy's boys."
Yeah.
He also
you
said,
should hear the way she talks to me. You wouldn't fucking agree with that.
His next comment, City Podcast is the angry podcast.
Sometimes.
So apparently it
I
was
mean,
fucking...
it's a good way to fucking vent and let out all the frustrations and a lot of podcasts that you use that just to fucking like a little bit of therapy.
They don't do it for them. They do it for. They
For
don't
them.
do it for. We don't do it for y'all. We do it for us.
There you
What
go.
was the dude who sings Sketch Cats Fever?
Ted
Scratch.
Nugent?
Ted
Ted
Nugent.
Nugent said you had to find something where you could both focus and release and vent in order to fucking continue being a law-abiding a citizen in the world and shit like that. And he goes, music was that for me. Hunting is that for me. I could use those both as to focus, but to release the anger and the ugly that I have inside. So, you know, I don't do stupid things and drugs and all that shit.
Fair enough.
I think that's what the podcast is, you know, in order to keep a little bit of sane. You know,
You gotta let the hate out.
making or get
Let
made
it
fun
out.
of, or you know, get made fun of on a constant.
Let it out, Jebediah.
Tony Daya.
Tony Daya.
He also says Eric is right about being woke and unhappy. Eric also replied, "Thank you." Whoop whoop.
Yep.
He says,
Whoop, whoop.
once again, this podcast is a career killer. And Eric says, "Career killer? What do you mean?"
Yeah, I understand. I was like, what?
And his last comment, there's a big difference between smart and being aware. I agree with that. And that was
Agree.
Creeping at Rags with a Prune.
That don't sound like there was a fart in there.
A little bit. All right, and then we're going to close it out with little Clarissa Clam Jam Power Hour.
Oh, come on in, Clan. Come on in, Clan. And welcome to the chair. Come on in, Clan. Welcome to the chair. I gotta get headphones so I can find out where's the "Hey you, what you gonna do" part.
You fucking dumb animal. All right, her comment. Okay, this one is Clarissa's one and only comment. She says, the issue with coming up to someone while they're eating is... The issue with coming up to someone while they're eating is because eating is something very intimate. That is something that I wanted to say the last time we were on. I wanted to say that eating is an intimate act, but I didn't know if that was the correct usage of that word, so I didn't really say that.
Watch anime.
Clarissa said it, so you can't go against it now.
Exactly, but I mean that's what I was trying to get to, but I was kind of like, I'm not.
I like
That's
to get
right.
intimate when I'm eating.
Oh God.
Oh,
I'm a mime. That's exactly where you're going.
oh, you're a thick burger. Oh.
She continues, it's something really important in all cultures, and whenever you go to eat, you go to enjoy your meal. You don't go to a restaurant with the expectation that someone will be coming up to you. So
That's true. See,
That's from a girl's point of view. Yeah.
Exactly.
told you.
And I think that's probably more important in the long run.
As long as it's not you, Tony Daya, which approved in this.
All right.
All right, and that
City
was
Pod rule. Don't hit up on girls for the meeting.
the Clarissa Clam Jam Power Hour.
Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do? Get a better soundboard. Whoop, whoop.
On that note, that has been City Podcast. I forgot what number it was.
133.
There you go, 133. We are your hosts,
Yeah, but-
Tony, and I'm here with.
Roman.
And your boy, Eric.
And like we say at the end of every episode,
Yeah, nobody hates
bye.
me. Bye.